Hello guys, welcome to Brackets Academy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create an email form for your website. So I started off by creating just some inputs and a text area, and I styled them up to make them look nice. And we have this button down here which runs a function called mail. So we have an ID of email, which I'm going to change to from. We have the subject and the message that you can type in each of these areas. So let's start off with the JavaScript. You're going to want to get jQuery for this. This is how I did it. So yeah, we're going to make function mail. And then what we're going to want to do first is get all the text data that we want to send to PHP. So we have the who it's from, but from is already a keyword in JavaScript, so we're gonna have to call it something else like sender. Yeah, document dot element by ID. Gonna want to get from dot value. So I'll get the value inside of the text input. We're gonna want to do the same thing for the message. And then the same thing for the subject. Okay, then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use jQuery to post the information to PHP like this. So we are posting it to a PHP file called mail.php. So that's what you put in here. Then you're going to want to send all of the data to it. So the sender or from is going to be sender. The subject is going to be subject. And the message is going to be message. And then function. Now this is going to look confusing, but I'm going to explain it all in a second. So what this does is it sends information to the file mail.php, which you're going to create in a second, and it's going to create a variable called from with the value of sender, which is this, and then it's going to do the same thing for the subject and the message. And then this right here, this is a function that runs once PHP sends data back, and that's what this parameter is. That's the data that PHP sends back. So we're going to say if data equals true. We want it in string form because that's how I'm going to send it back. Alert sent, else alert failed. Obviously you're going to want a better way of handling errors, and what you want to do when it's done sending is up to you, but this will work for now. One thing to note is not all servers support mail. Like the one that I have, I just have a WAMP that does not support mail at all, so it's not going to work for me. It will work for you if you have the thing, but otherwise it's not going to work. So moving on, we're going to want to go in here, and we're going to start by opening a PHP tag. Now PHP is going to look pretty scary at first. I know it was for me. You probably don't know what PHP is. Maybe you do. You might. But I'm going to show you like you've never experienced PHP before. This is how you open PHP, and this is how you declare variables with a $, and then the name of the variable. So we have from, that's how you make a variable, and then we're going to set it equal to, just like in JavaScript, and $_post, and what this does is, if you look in the script, we are posting to the PHP through jQuery, so we're getting the post, which is a built-in system in PHP, and it's like a thing where we can get from out of. So if you notice, from is the same as this. So if I change this to F, I gotta change this to F too, but we're not gonna do that. So that basically gets us the sender. So it turns this JavaScript variable into a variable in PHP. So we're gonna want to do the same thing with the other variables. So subject, subject, then we have message, message. Alright, and there's one more variable that we want to make. It's called headers. And there's actually, a couple things you can do with headers if you look at PHP mail. If we look at the mail function, php.net, they have a full manual of all the PHP things, and if you look here, if we just scroll down to one of the examples, you can see all the types of headers. There's like reply to, you can put in the PHP version who it's from, but all we really care about is the from part. So we're just going to use this to say who it's from. So we just do that, and we do a dot, and then from. And for those of you who don't know too much about PHP, we have in JavaScript to combine strings. If we have this plus D, that'll make CD. That'll just combine the strings together. That's exactly what the dot does. It concatenates these two strings. So it's going to put from and then who it's actually from. Alright, and then if, which works exactly like JavaScript. They have if and else in PHP too. Mail, which is the mail function that we were looking at over here. We send all this information and it'll send email. So that's just a thing that's built in PHP. It's really helpful. So we always want to send it to my email. So it'll always send it to you, and that's how usually web forms work. The subject, we want to send the subject. Message, we want to send the message. And the headers, we want to send the headers, like who it's from and stuff. So basically, if this sent, we're going to echo true. Otherwise, or else, echo false. Alright, so this is how you make it. I'm gonna go, I can't really test it out because it's not gonna work because I'm on localhost. But if I was on an actual server, it would work. Sadly, I don't have access to an actual server right now. But thank you guys for watching. Trust me, it will work. Just make sure you follow all the instructions. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. This is the first of many videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Goodbye.